It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. It's beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary. The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor. He is a malignant narcissist. He's a socio-psychopath. He's created some new language as far as describing somebody in his mental condition. It's so frightening and scary, and he's dangerous.
A simple truth on live television caused Donald Trump to spiral into another public outburst. The messenger, Robert De Niro, and the setting, a broadcast viewed by millions. The message, Trump isn't just overly sensitive, he's dangerous when confronted. Once again, Trump proved this point in real time. Let's be clear from the start. What you're about to hear is based on facts, supported by reputable public sources, major outlets, primary footage, and transcripts. This isn't gossip, this is the documented evidence. Robert didn't uncover a hidden file. He just spoke the unspoken truth on live TV.
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has.
He highlighted a pattern the entire nation can recognize. A politician who retaliates against critics, floods the conversation with falsehoods, and labels it as strength. De Niro said it clearly, and Trump reacted as he always does. He lashed out, issued threats, and in doing so, unintentionally reinforced the very criticism aimed at him. Here's what happened and why it matters. De Niro's words were brief, thoughtful, and to the point. He didn't speak like a celebrity trying to make headlines. He spoke like an engaged citizen who's been watching this unfold for years. He called Trump a bully. He sounded the alarm on authoritarian tendencies, especially the dangerous habit of targeting the press and political opponents. He reminded viewers that the First Amendment isn't just a slogan to print on posters. It's a vital safeguard, the foundation that allows artists, journalists, and ordinary citizens to speak freely without fear of retaliation from those in power.
Speech, it ain't free no more.
What? It's not free no more?
Yeah, we're charging by the word now.
You're charging by the word? How much are you charging?
It depends on what you want to say. Like, you want to say something nice about the president's beautiful, thick yellow hair, how he can do his makeup better than any broad. That's free.
Okay. All right. That seems reasonable.
But if you want to do a joke like he's so fat he needs 2 seats on the Epstein jet, that's going to cost.
Can I just ask, just for clarity, because it's a pretty good joke, how much would that one cost me?
A couple of fingers, maybe a tooth, and you know how constipated he is.
So is this how things are going to go from now on?
We also got a new motto at the FCC. Sticks and stones may break your bones.
And?
And?
Well, the rest of that is, but I think, but words can never harm you.
Well, they can harm you now. Let's make sure you pick the right words. Capiche?
Okay, yeah, I guess I capiche, but I don't think, oh, it sounds like you got a call there, huh?
Hi, handsome. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. President. Okay, you got it, sir, you got it, bye.
What did he say?
Look, I gotta go. A couple of cases of Tylenol fell off a truck, and now I gotta figure out how to put autism in them.
Oh, okay, all right, well, that sounds tricky, so good luck with that, sir.
Then came the backlash. Trump and his allies followed their usual script. Dismiss the criticism as a ratings stunt. Attack the critic with AI-generated falsehoods. and suggest consequences for any network that dares to give space to dissenting voices. De Niro made an argument. Trump responded with a threat. And that contrast says it all. If you followed this feud over the years, you know this wasn't some one-off moment. De Niro has been confronting Trump publicly for nearly a decade. Back in 2016, he warned the country about Trump's character. In 2018, he used award show platforms to speak out against the lies. In interviews, he didn't hold back, calling Trump unfit for office and unworthy of public trust.
In my country, we're fighting like hell for the democracy we once took for granted. And that affects all of us. That affects all of us here because the arts are democratic. Art is inclusive. It brings people together. Like tonight, art looks for truth. Art embraces diversity. And that's why art is a threat. That's why we are a threat to autocrats and fascists.
What we have here is a denial of truth all over the place. And even the speech that he made after is insane. It's just insane, and I'm very, very concerned about it. I think we all are. It's insane. So that's why I felt I had to do something, say something about it, to go on record.
On Saturday Night Live, he satirized the Mueller era with a straight face and a folder full of facts. In 2020, he urged Americans to choose institutions over idols. By 2024, he was speaking outside a courthouse, defending the rule of law. This isn't a celebrity chasing headlines. It's a pattern of principle. This is consistency. And tonight, that consistency met a live microphone. Let's take a step back. Every time De Niro speaks, the same three things happen. First, he uses plain, direct language. No spin, no euphemisms. He calls things as he sees them.
It makes me so fucking angry. That we're here talking about a piece of shit like Donald Trump. Hi, Philly, how are you?
Beside all that, this is my neighborhood, downtown New York City. I grew up here and feel at home in these streets. I feel comfortable. The Twin Towers fell just over here, just over there. This part of the city was like a ghost town. But we vowed we would not allow terrorists to change our way of life. And we started the Tribeca Festival to bring people back. I love this city. I love this city. I don't want to destroy it. Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world. But we vowed we would not allow terrorists. I owe this city a lot. And that's why it's so weird that Donald Trump is just across the street. Because he doesn't belong in my city. I don't know where he belongs, but he surely doesn't belong here.
Second, Trump chooses his words and timing carefully. He speaks at award shows, in interviews, on courthouse steps, and on live TV, places where everything is recorded and can be replayed again and again. That's important in a time when people often deny what they just said. Third, Trump often overreacts to criticism. He threatens the media, sues his critics, or shares edited videos, and then says, "It was just a joke." That's not normal politics. That's using pressure and mockery to control the message. Let's talk about why this is dangerous. In America, every citizen, whether famous or not, has the right to criticize politicians. That's a basic part of democracy. But when a politician uses government power to punish people, cancel licenses, intimidate the press, or secretly pressure companies, that crosses a constitutional line.
We have, I think this might have been the first time he wrote about you. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received he spelled two wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk, and then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, punchy," he says to you. And that's not the only time. And he moved over to Truth Social. Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished, with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. Now, in all fairness to the former president, is that true? Do you have to use a teleprompter when speaking about President Trump? Or are you able to just kind of riff on your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's so stupid.
Courts have made this clear over and over again. You don't need a law degree to understand it. The First Amendment protects people from government retaliation for speaking out, plain and simple. That's why De Niro's live clip stands out. He's not asking for censorship or calling for anyone to be banned. He's simply standing up for a right that every American has, the right to speak freely without fear of punishment from the government. When Trump responds to criticism with threats, he's not owning the libs. He's actually proving the criticism against him is valid. And while some people may roll their eyes at celebrities getting involved in politics, it still matters. Why? Because millions of people who don't usually pay attention to politics will listen when a well-known public figure speaks up.
We have to do this. We have to go through the motions. Symbolically, it means something. It's a taint on his presidency, more than a taint. It's a stain, one that he deeply deserves. So, yes, we will go through it and take our chances. We have to take our chances, no matter what. He's going to try and use it, that he got ahead of it, he beat it like a gangster. I beat the rap, I beat them like the Teflon Don, but he has to take that punishment. He has to pay the consequences.
America's Philistine president has had himself appointed head of one of our premier cultural institutions. He has cut funding and support to the arts, humanities, and education. And now he has announced a 100% tariff on films produced outside the U.S. Let that sink in for a minute. You can't put a price on creativity, but apparently you can put a tariff on it. Of course, this is unacceptable. All these attacks are unacceptable. And this isn't just an American problem, it's a global one. Unlike a film, we can't just sit back and watch. We have to act, and we have to act now. Without violence, but with great passion and determination. It's time for everyone who cares about liberty to organize, to protest, and when there are elections, of course, to vote. Vote.
Culture reaches people in ways that formal hearings or news coverage often can't. Even voters who tune out cable news still recognize De Niro's voice. When he says, "This is not normal," people who have ignored thousands of opinion pieces suddenly pay attention. That's not elitism, it's communication. And if you're wondering whether this is just anti-Trump rhetoric, it's not. It's based on documented behavior, threatening critics, suing reporters, hinting at government action against broadcasters, and spreading fabricated media to confuse the public.
I just want to make a note of apology for the idiotic behavior of my president. It's a disgrace. And I apologize to Justin Trudeau, and the other people at the G7. It's disgusting. We have to do this. We have to go through the motions. Symbolically, it means something. It's a taint on his presidency, more than a taint. It's a stain, one that he deeply deserves. So, yes, we will go through it and take our chances. We have to take our chances, no matter what. He's going to try and use it, that he got ahead of it, he beat it like a gangster. I beat the rap, I beat them like the Teflon Don, but he has to take that punishment. He has to pay the consequences.
Even if you think that, even if that means that could risk Republicans
we don't have time
winning
for that.
in the
he
election.
Did something wrong. He has to pay for it, period.
You know, we agree with you. I was reading in New York Times Magazine, an interview you did for The Irishman, and in it you say that you would never play Trump because he has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. So wait, so I just let me finish this, because you have played some of the most really unredeemable characters. Travis Bickle. Travis Bickle was a psychopathic taxi driver. Jake LaMotta, who used to beat his wife, and he was in the Raging Bull. Is Trump worse than they are?
To me, he is.
Wow. Why? Tell us.
Because he has no understanding that I can see of the outside world other than anything around him. He has no idea of what his purpose in life is as the president should be, and that is to pull the country together, to be for the people, to heal wounds, not to open them up and pour salt on them. He's I always say he's a lowlife.
Yeah.
He's a lowlife.
And so talk about...
And he knows he's a lowlife.
Yeah.
He knows everything he projects about negative things on individuals, on situations, on institutions. He's saying about himself.
Right.
He's what you call projecting.
That's right.
Because he feels that about himself, but he's saying it to them. It's like the dirtiest player. You insult people, say the terrible things about them when you feel that way about yourself. You know how terrible that is.
Yes. Yeah.
He actually says that.
That's true. Yeah.
What he said about her father.
Very nasty man.
What is that about?
Yeah.
He was,
And the
deeply
family? How about his
emasculated.
kids?
He's deeply emasculated by my father's legacy, and he can't take it. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
But you also, Bobby, you also talk about his children. And you say that they're like a gangster family, too.
I don't want my kids to take this the wrong way, but if my kids did what these kids did, I wouldn't want to be related to them. I would disown them. Yeah. I'd have a serious talk with them. I'd have a serious talk with them. First of all, it's an impossibility. My kids are not like that, of course. But if I disagreed with them on things of principle, I'd say, and they felt it, and we do now. So even about this, how strongly I feel about it, as I feel that we're at a crossroads, as we all know. This guy, he'd want to get elected a third term. He even joked about it. Yes. He'd want to be king for life. All these things are true. We see that. We know that about him now. This guy has got to be taken seriously, and he's got to be taken out of office.
What about his enablers, too?
His enablers.
That's why I think actually the bigger sting for him is not impeachment, it's the American people voting him out, because he can't say it was political.
We want the American people, of course, to vote him out, register, get young people, get Latinos, get African Americans, everybody out there. Don't be apathetic. You got to get out there now and vote.
You don't have to be a fan of De Niro's movies to see the facts. They're public on the record, and they're not going away. Let's be clear about what was actually exposed. De Niro didn't uncover some secret conspiracy. He pointed out something that was already happening in plain sight. He showed how quickly one politician reaches for power when faced with criticism. He revealed the gap between campaign slogans and how that politician actually governs. He highlighted the pattern of calling lies jokes, then using those same lies to justify real decisions with real consequences. And the reaction that followed was predictable. Angry social media posts, tough legal talk, and more dramatic threats aimed at news networks. It's all part of a strategy with one clear goal: to silence or intimidate anyone who speaks out.
Country, you and I are sitting here 5 years down the road. Is this country more together or further apart?
I don't know. Maybe some miraculous things will happen. Where even Trump will do something that's surprising. I don't think so, but you never know. I'll even then say, okay, I give you that, but I just don't think so.
I spent a lot of time along the Rust Belt in Kentucky, in places that where people put all of their hope in this president, and their livelihood depends on his success.
Right.
Do you feel like Hollywood, you know, those living on the coast like I do, like you do, are too disconnected? We're too disconnected from that pain.
I understand that people feel, even I am hesitant sometimes to endorse somebody because I don't think now it's just an elite Hollywood person doing that. But many of us feel that the right thing has to be done for people. And we really believe that. Someone like Trump doesn't really believe that. He can give lip service to it, but he doesn't really believe it.
But they disagree with you. They tell me, because I've sat with them, I've had dinner with them, and they say he gets me, and he is standing up for me, and he is putting America first.
You know what the best con artists in the world say, I'm putting you first, and what happens?
So he is the President of the United States of America. Do you want him to succeed?
Of course I want him to succeed. I don't believe that he will.
The number one piece of legislation you would like to see him support?
The DACA is one.
Okay. So if he works with Congress, signs DACA legislation to get dreamers to stay here, you will be hopeful?
Yeah, because his action will have spoken louder than his big mouth and words, because all he does is open his mouth and yell, talk, and insult people and put them down. You can't do anything. That's inexcusable. The guy is a total monster, and anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor, because I can't see any good in him. Nothing at all, nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and there look like intelligent people around there, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine.
The goal of intimidation is to make critics think twice before speaking again, not to win an argument, but to shut it down completely. Here's what that means for all of us. If only those who agree with politicians are allowed to criticize them, then we don't have a democracy. We have a fan club with police power. If comedians, actors, and reporters can't mock, question, or challenge those in power without the government hanging over them, then we don't have a First Amendment. We have a permission slip. De Niro's live moment matters because it rejects that permission slip. It says, "You don't have to like me, but you do have to let me speak." The answer to speech you don't agree with is more speech, not government power. So yes, Trump's angry reaction after De Niro spoke is part of the story, but the bigger headline is this: free speech survived another day. Not because everyone was polite, but because one person spoke up and the rest of us listened.
That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him, take him at his word.
I did from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I said from the very beginning, this guy is never going to concede power, and he still hasn't.
No.
He still hasn't. He still admitted he lost the last election, and he advertises that he will go on. He says he's been cheated out of one term, so maybe we should get rid of the a president only gets 2 terms thing. So
he's a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist.
Been talking about the impeachment conversation. What have you been thinking about in terms of impeachment, the hearings? Have you watched any of them, or?
I've watched some. I think no matter what happens, which we know probably in the Senate he won't get convicted or whatever, but
Let's be honest about the tone. De Niro's about the warning he's giving. There's a growing and dangerous trend of punishing critics. You don't have to like the way he delivers the message to take the warning seriously. What should we expect going forward? More AI fakery designed to embarrass opponents and confuse people. More courtroom-related press events where legal battles turn into political campaigns. More threats against news outlets when coverage gets uncomfortable. And you can expect De Niro and others to keep speaking out, because once you start limiting free speech, you're not just setting a precedent, you're setting a trap for everyone who wants to speak next. If you want to see for yourself, don't just take my word. Look up the clips, read the transcripts, watch the interviews. Major networks aired them, respected outlets have saved them, and courts have ruled on what the government can and cannot do to critics. It's all out there in plain sight.
He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so. What I care about is the direction of this country. And what I'm very, very worried about is that it might go in the wrong direction with someone like Donald Trump. If you care about your future, vote for it.
He has to be charming. He has to win people over. He has to do things to get them. Why he betrays them in this way, all I can do is try my best to, he has an action and tension, goes from here to here to here, he does that with the people. And I think part of it with him, I guess, is sincere. It's just the other part where he's betraying them. There's a kind of a feeling of entitlement it's almost, I guess you could say it's, we became a lot more aware of after George Floyd with systemic racism. And so that's what it is. And lo and behold, what happened there that we never knew of while we were there was the Black Wall Street massacre. While we were shooting.
Before we wrap up, I want to ask you 2 quick questions because this channel is about conversation, not just talking at you. First, what do you think was the most powerful thing De Niro said, and why did it connect? Second, do high-profile cultural voices help protect democracy by shining a light on important issues, or do they distract from the real policy work that needs to be done? Share your thoughts in the comments. I actually read them, and your opinions help shape future episodes. If you value fact-based, well-documented coverage without the usual both sides back and forth, please hit like so more people can see this. Subscribe to keep independent analysis alive and tap the notification bell so you don't miss the follow-ups we're already preparing. Robert De Niro used his voice. Donald Trump used threats. One is about speech, the other about power. In a free country, only one of those should win. Thanks for watching and stay sharp and skeptical.